Dog, I'm back.
You went to La La Land.
I did. I am back from California. You are back from your vacation. That was a couple weeks ago, but no more vacations. Bet this is back in, no pun intended, baseball hats, but full swing.
No more baseball futures. We're done with that.
Yeah, no, it is full swing into baseball season. We've got a lot to break down. We're going to go over the first round of the NFL draft today. NBA and NHL, they're in their playoffs.
The Stanley Cup playoffs, and you've got the NBA playoffs going on. So no more rankings. We did the rankings a few weeks ago.
Yep.
We will have MLB rankings and MLS rankings. We are going to talk UFL as well.
Mm-hmm.
We failed to do that 2 weeks ago.
I know. I got some good stats for the UFL I wanted to discuss before we got into it in the lightning round later on. And we're going to break down NASCAR, the amazing season that one Tyler Reddick is having. We'll go over that and where they're going to be this weekend. And then a couple of things happened while I was gone on vacation, like Rory McIlroy winning the Masters. Betheads, if you tuned in, you might have seen legendary DJ radio personality Doc from Frank FM from 99 Won the Bone,
as well as Frank. As you said, Frank FM and 99 Won the Bone.
Yes, Doc is our golf expert. He's been all over the world traveling to golf courses. Just came back from Pebble Beach before he did Masters coverage. And the one golfer he said not to go with is Rory McIlroy.
We all went to California. You notice that? I go to Northern California. Doc is kind of, when we went to Pebble Beach, that's kind of like
it's a little southern than northern, but it's like
it's almost like north south. You went to Southern California.
Yeah,
we all go to California. Isn't that weird how that works? Doc just told me this a few hours ago, and I did not realize it. This is the coolest thing. You've never been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right?
No, never.
Okay, when you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the exhibit in the museum, right? At the moment, they have a satellite radio station. We're not going to mention who doing the show there. Before that, they would have DJs all across America on classic rock formats come in and do a whole thing. So when Doc was working for a classic rock format, he came in and did that. So
what?
Yeah, I just found out about that.
I'm gonna have to ask him about that. That's so cool.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Next major we have when Doc comes back to talk golf, we'll have to
write that down.
Yeah, we'll have to have him tell the story. We'll do a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
DJ again. You become a DJ in the booth as a guest.
That's crazy.
So yeah, not anymore. They have the satellite.
Yeah, but that's still crazy.
Yes, that's awesome.
If you betheads get the chance, you run into Doc anywhere out in public, obviously be personable and be nice. But
yeah, don't be like the creepy stalkers at WrestleMania 42 this past weekend in Vegas.
But ask Doc some stories. That guy has some good stories.
He's got Whoppers and Big Macs.
Talking about stories, I have some stories to share. I got to go to Jackie Robinson Day out at
that's a bucket list thing.
Dodger Stadium. Yeah. And not only that, I had almost like a mini viral TikTok from my experience. I posted a video. It got it's currently at press time. I think it's like around 12,000 views and like almost 2,000 likes or something like that. So nothing like super viral, but viral for me.
Viral enough.
Yeah, viral for me.
I'm not on Picky Pock, so I have no idea what he's talking about. No, I'm just kidding. I did see it, by the way.
Yeah, cool little video I got to see. And also while I was out there, Shohei ended up pitching. We'll have some coverage for you actually right here. And yeah, dog, it was a good game. I ended up leaving. I got the score wrong because as I was walking out, Kyle Tucker hit another home run,
King Tuck
made it 8-1. And then I think the Mets got one back in the 9th, but it was over after that. 8-2 was the final score.
You were watching the beginning of the Mets ruination.
Yeah.
That's when they had started that 12-game losing streak.
Yep. And it was not good. It was actually kind of a close game, but it not really. Like the score was 3-1 throughout most of it, but during the game, it really didn't feel like the Mets had any chance because Shohei was just lights out on the mound. He was ended the game with, I think, 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. And compared to, his short stints that he was doing last year, was an impressive.
Now, was this a spot start for him? Because Ty Glasnow was supposed to pitch,
right? He was scheduled to pitch. I don't know. I think it might have been a spot start.
Okay.
It also might have just been because of the day. They wanted Shohei to be the Jackie Robinson Day pitcher, make like this big statement.
Blake Snell is still rehabbing.
Yes.
And with the Ontario, what's there? It's the
I don't know.
Is it the Tower Chasers or something?
I'll have to double check.
It's if you saw Top Gun, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't know if I do.
They're tower buzzers or something like buzz towers or something like that. Buzz the tower, like in Top Gun.
Yes.
So yes, that's their Ontario, California. That is their affiliate. That is where Blake Snell is rehabbing right now.
Oh, nice. I actually met someone from Ontario, California when I was at Disneyland. I also went out there back and visited the original House of the Mouse.
That's right. The House of the Mouse, before they went to Central Suite FLA, they were actually just outside of LA in lovely Anaheim, California.
You can find that on my TikTok at CJSAN2LIS. But on top of that, we have a ton of photos from my trip out in California. I got to see a ton of stuff, got to, have a great time. And honestly, I was pretty bummed coming back, but I'm excited to get back to the show and get back to covering some sports.
What was better, World or Land?
Oh, Disney World.
Okay.
And my wife and I, we kind of knew that, not biased going into it, but there's nothing that is going to change my mind
about the world.
Yeah. When we went to Disney, me and my wife have been to Disneyland Paris.
Yes.
And
I remember you talking about that.
And still, it's not Disney World.
How many more Disneys are there? Are you going to try to get to?
I want to go to all of them, of course. But I don't know. The next one would probably be Tokyo for me and my wife.
Okay.
But there's also Shanghai. There's Hong Kong. And there's a new one being made in Dubai, I believe.
Okay.
So pretty exciting.
Yeah. And you know where the Disney World Museum is, or actually the Walt Disney Museum is. You know where it is, right?
No. Is it in California?
It's in Santa Francisco.
Ooh.
I did not get to go. The idea is to go back, as you know, I've been saying, the idea is to go back to Santa Francisco next November. Because I want to try In-N-Out Burger. I never got a chance to
I got In-N-Out while I was out there. So it was good. Yeah. I will say this, and we're going to get a lot of flack from the Californians here.
Hey, man.
It's not like, oh my gosh, In-N-Out Burger, you gotta have it. It's an In-N-Out Burger.
Okay.
It was good, but like we went to Disneyland earlier that week and ate at some nice restaurants.
Okay.
And I had like a nice smash burger from like a local place that was like way better.
Okay.
Like the smash burger
I was on the strip near Fisherman's Wharf in Santa Francisco doing that, trying because I was on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
My cell phone was at like 2%, and I need to get back to my hostel. So I did not have a chance to try In-N-Out Burger. And I was like, because the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum was on that same strip. I was across from it.
Mm-hmm. I was telling you the best thing I had out there was the breakfast burrito at this like coffee chain called Alfred's. If you're out in California at all and you're listening to Bet This, try Alfred's, get the bacon breakfast burrito. This isn't a plug. They're not sponsoring us, but Alfred's is gas. Loved it.
I got to do it, right? Alfred.
Mouse of wine.
I'm Batman.
But that's enough talking about vacation. The folks here, the bet heads, they come.
Were they jealous of the vacation that we took? I was going to Santa Francisco in February where it's supposed to be cold, but it wasn't. You're going to California when it's probably never cold in April.
Yeah.
You had your shorts on the whole time.
Yeah,
right?
I came back. Actually, that was the number one thing about the trip. When I came back, I was like, I am not putting pants on again until the end of summer.
Yeah.
it lasted like 2 days. I couldn't make it out here.
So you bedheads, that's what we were doing. Well, I wasn't in California. Well, I was, but not at that time. Whereas you were.
And now, dog, I think it's time we transition to the draft, the NFL draft. I know we didn't even really talk about it or discuss it, but it's here.
There was a draft?
All right, dog. Now, before we get to the NFL draft, just a couple of things I did want to touch on. The French Open coming up a couple of weeks, and we covered it last year. And I think you called the winner. I think you had Alcaraz. Potentially, Bedheads might have to double check me on.
You want us to go all the way back to the tape from last year?
I can't remember, but either way, he won't be defending his title. He's announced already that he's pulling out or withdrawing from the French Open due to a wrist injury. So just wanted to make that noticed, let that be known to the tennis fans or the bet heads that enjoy watching the green ball go back and forth. Alcaraz won't be defending the title, so maybe a good year for Djokovic if he's still competing, if he's thinking about making a run, or
this might be it for him,
Yeah, I know. So because he's getting up there, so this might be a good chance for him to push for another good win here. But that is enough of that. And I wanted to recap one other thing. Almost forgot. The Masters, I didn't really get to allude to it.
You said talk about Rory.
Yeah, Rory won again. I mean, a crazy win. I can't believe he did it. I was talking with Doc, but if there was one more hole, he might not have won. But because the way it played out, Scotty couldn't catch him. Rory won it after an amazing day two. Rory goes back-to-back, becomes the fourth person ever to go back-to-back. And it also is off of the back of his, Grand Slam, becoming the sixth person ever to win the Grand Slam. So congratulations to him again. Now, let's get to the draft, dog. The NFL draft.
In Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
You're going next year to Washington, right?
I would like to. I talked to my dad yesterday. He got a little anxious about it. He was like, I don't know, that's so far out. I don't know if we could plan that far out, but I would like to go.
Well, it's closer to DC than it is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I know. I would like to. I think I would like to go to DC for the draft. I'm going to try. Maybe if the bet heads can get enough people to comment, subscribe, we can get the boss to send us down to the draft and we can do some coverage on the road. So,
well, here's the problem. Baseball goes on strike and it's only for a little bit. And Cleveland has their home opener and say at the same time, I ain't going to DC.
We'll see. We've got the NFL draft, and I wanted to cover the first round because the first round has happened already.
Yes, it is.
So I've got some winners and losers from the first round. Just
even though none of them have played one single down of competitive NFL football.
No, but this is based on projections and also the film that we've seen on some of these players. Teams might have reached.
I think Mel Kiper Jr. has poisoned your mind. Who's Mel Kiper?
I don't think my mind is poisoned. I think that it's good to try and just get an observation on the talent you're getting to your team.
The number one pick, what did they think of Fernando Mendoza being chosen by the Raiders?
A+. And I think that I also agree. I think he's a franchise quarterback.
I don't think he's going to be that good.
I do. I think he's a franchise quarterback. I think because he'll be able to sit and study under Kirk Cousins, who is a mirror image of him.
Kirk is almost cooked.
I know, but Kirk is also, he's coming off of a good season. He finished strong with Atlanta. Atlanta finished, I think, the final 7 games, they were already eliminated. And if they had won if they had won one game earlier, if Kirk had started one game earlier, they might have had a chance to win out. They finished tied for first place in the NFC South and just lost.
That's more of an indictment on the NFC South than anything.
I'm just saying, Kirk, he still has a little bit of juice. And I'm not saying that he's, the model quarterback, but maybe this resembles something like an Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes situation. But Mahomes also wasn't the first overall pick.
This is the Raiders we're talking about.
I know, but I also like the talent around him. Ashton Genty, he's got Brock Bowers. If they add a couple
Max Crosby.
If they add a couple pieces down late in the draft, I think that'll be good. Jeremiah Love went 3rd overall to the Cardinals. The big 4-letter network had him as a winner there, but I don't agree with that. I think that's overreach. 3rd pick for a running back is too high. I wouldn't have done that. I would have traded back, let someone else make that bad pick.
He better be a Travis Henry type.
And the Cardinals aren't really in the position to make a run, no pun intended, on a running back. He's not gonna flip this team. Look at what the Raiders were like last year with Ashton Genty. You need a quarterback to run the team, and Brissett's not really that guy, I don't think. The Browns went after Casey Concepcion, who I think is a great player.
Kansas City wanted, so get it, Casey.
Yes, and then they also took Spencer Fano, who is an offensive lineman. So I think the Browns made some good moves there in the first round with 2 of their picks. Yeah, I know it's still the Browns, and it depends on who's going to be at quarterback. The Cowboys were big winners. They got Caleb Downs, possibly the best player in the draft.
I so did not want him to go to the Cowboys.
I didn't either. I was so mad. And then a couple of other winners here. The Baltimore Ravens get, I'm not even going to try and say his name, Olai Vega Iona.
The Dolphins wanted him. And
I'm butchering that so bad.
The Dolphins wanted him. The Ravens swooped up and they got him.
Yeah, so the Ravens get a high-floor offensive lineman who boosts their run game immediately. And then the last winner, this is via the big 4-letter network, so no bias here, but the Eagles were the final winner of the first round when they swooped in and stole Mekhi Lemon from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, I couldn't have been more excited about that pick. Although I don't think that it's going to save the Eagles.
I think they were a prisoner of the moment only because, well, the Penguins and the Flyers are facing each other.
Yeah.
And the Steelers and the Eagles don't really have much of a rivalry. They never really meet much.
No, I agree. Some overstretches, or some good picks still. Cardinal Tate went to the Titans 4th overall. I like Cardinal Tate, but I don't know necessarily if the Titans need to focus on more wide receivers. I like what is his name? Chimere DK.
This is going to be like an Andy Luck situation. I need an offensive line. Okay, we'll
just draft wide receivers. That's what it feels like.
So that could happen to Cam Ward.
David Bailey went 2nd to the Jets. I also liked him, but I like Arvell Reese, who went 5th to the Giants better, and I think that's a better value. The Commanders got Sonny Styles, who was possibly one of the best defensive linemen. He went to the Commanders, like I said. Dolphins get Chris Johnson, not CJ2K, but a cornerback. The Bills traded and got better draft capital with trading back. I think actually, they traded back, yes, and got 2 extra picks, so they have 9 picks now. And then some reaches. The Chiefs reached up and traded up to get some picks that I don't think really are going to make a big difference, especially I think that team's on their way out. The Rams had the biggest reach of the draft, going up for Ty Simpson.
And they had to ask Matt Stafford if that was okay.
And
like it's a blessing of some kind. Look,
I just think
you're on this team for like 1 or 2 more years.
I just think that Ty Simpson's not the guy. The Rams were one piece away from maybe making the Super Bowl last year, and now you're going to, instead of thinking about this year, you're thinking about the future. I didn't like that move.
Well, Sean McVay is going to be there for a long time.
Well, I know, and I get it, but I just didn't like that move. Caleb Banks for the Minnesota Vikings was kind of a reach. Had massive injuries and stuff. Not necessarily player that you want to go for, and the Vikings seem like they're kind of falling apart too.
Same old Minnesota Vikings.
Despite getting Kyler Murray, I think their offense might be all right, but the defense, it depends on how Brian Flores runs that defense this year. We'll see. And they've lost Harrison Smith, some older pieces. So we'll see how it turns out. Your odds for Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year to start off after the first round. Jeremiah Love starts off as the favorite. He's plus 200 currently. And of course, I know J-Dog's going to say it. It's way too early, but plus 200 for Jeremiah Love. Cardinal Tate's plus 350. Mendoza's plus 400. I don't really think he's going to play that much. And a couple of other long shots. Denzel Boston, Garrett Nussmeier if he gets drafted, Carson Beck if he gets drafted, and then Ty Simpson if Stafford goes down. And then for Defensive Rookie of the Year, David Bailey is your favorite, starting off at plus 350. Arvell Reese plus 500. Sonny Styles plus 500. Any of those stand out to you? Caleb Downs plus 600. I like that one.
I told you this before we started. I'm getting sick of the NFL.
I know.
This is killing me. I'm like, my Cavs are in the playoffs.
I know.
My Cavs are hurting right now.
I know. We're going to get
my Guardians are in first place. Why am I caring about this? This might be the worst NFL draft in the history of ever.
I agree. And they're covering it like it's one of the greatest, and I don't think it is.
Well, they're just trying to
the
Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini thing under the rug, and it ain't working.
Yeah. If you had to pick from those lists, though,
I'm not.
You're not picking? Fine, bedheads. I'll pick for you.
You pick.
J-Dog's being stingy. I like Arvell Reese, but I also think Caleb Downs, not that I want to root for a Cowboy, but I think he's probably the best player in the draft on the defensive side. I'd go with him at plus 600. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I don't really like Jeremiah Love. I mean, I don't think he's going to be that crazy. Denzel Boston at 35-1. I mean, why not? I'd take a shot at it. He's not drafted yet, but could get drafted in the second round. And
shouldn't he be playing for the Patriots?
Should be. All right, dog. Quickly, let's go through the NHL and NBA playoffs.
What do you want to
Stanley
start
Cup
with?
playoffs.
Stanley Cup playoffs or NBA playoffs? What do you want to do first?
Let's do Stanley Cup playoffs.
Stanley Cup playoffs. Okay, here we go.
So with the Stanley Cup playoffs, this Saturday, the Carolina Hurricanes are taking on the Ottawa Senators, a chance to knock them out of the playoffs.
Sweep them.
How do you think that's going to end up
Sweep
going?
them.
And what are your thoughts, by the way, before we get into all the games, what are your thoughts on the playoffs so far? Anything shock you? Anything?
Yeah, I think Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, that's been a massive shocker, and they've got a chance to out the Pittsburgh Penguins, which I thought would be the other way around.
See, but the Penguins, I thought they coming into the season, they didn't have high hopes, like not like big expectations because they're
the Bruins.
They're an aging team. I know. I think that's more of a shock is both of those teams making the playoffs. So I think the Bruins and the way they've played against Buffalo has been.
If you're Sid the Kid and Malkin, anything short is
obviously okay. Yes, but I also think that this might be like the last dance kind of thing. Coming up.
No,
that's the vibe I was getting. But
no,
back to the games. So Carolina, you think they're going to sweep Ottawa?
Yeah,
I think so too. Carolina's going to
because every time Ottawa tries something, Carolina responds right back.
Yes. This other series going on in the West on Saturday, we have Dallas at Minnesota. It's been a good one out there. Dallas
tied at 1, right?
No, Dallas currently leads 2-1.
Okay.
Who do you think is going to win Saturday?
I think Minnesota, because that's back in Minnesota, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to take Minnesota to tie it up.
Okay, we'll go with Minnesota to tie it up.
Yep.
And then Saturday night, you got the Pens in Philly.
I think Pittsburgh comes away with the win.
Okay.
On the road. I don't think it'll be a sweep, but
a gentleman's sweep. You think it'll be a 3-1?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Okay. So Dog's going to give Pittsburgh the win on Saturday night. I think I'm going to go with Philly secretly, just because in Philly, Philly fans are brutal. I know. I personally know we're the worst, and we don't care. So I know they're going to be brutal on Saturday night. Now, moving into Sunday, Buffalo is taking on the Bruins. Mm-hmm. Who do you think's winning that one?
Buffalo.
And in Boston.
Yes.
Okay. Dog's going to have.
I had it in 5. So
Dog's going to have Buffalo taking a lead 3-1 in the series. Mm-hmm. And then for the later Sunday game, we've got Colorado at Los Angeles. Who's winning that one?
Colorado.
Yeah, I think Colorado's such a dominant team. That one's also a chance to be
sweet. You may have seen the last of Anze Kopitar this
the Lightning at Montreal, good series tied up there on Sunday night, 1-1 in Canada.
Montreal.
Ooh, okay.
Well, you're wearing an Expos hat.
I'm hoping for a Montreal Bruins matchup in the second round, like a Canadiens Bruins matchup. That's what I'm hoping for.
I don't know about that. Siege.
And then Edmonton at Anaheim for the final Sunday night game. Who you got?
I'm going to take Anaheim.
I like Anaheim right now. I was in California when Anaheim and when the Kings clinched their playoff spots. So while I was at Disney, it was a ton of Ducks jerseys, ton of Kings jerseys. It's pretty cool because I was worried it was going to be all Dodgers stuff. And obviously I'm not a Dodgers fan, but we have ties here in New Hampshire to the Kings with all the former Monarchs players. So it was cool to see a lot of Kings stuff out there. But that does it for your NHL playoffs for the weekend. Now let's
Stanley Cup playoffs.
I did it anyways, even though Dog warned me. Now on to the NBA playoffs. Any comments before we get into the games? Any thoughts on the matchup so far?
The Rockets are frauds.
Oh yeah, I knew that. I feel like that was.
No, I thought the Lakers were going to win this series just barely, but even just give it all they could handle. But you're seeing that the Rockets are frauds.
Well, also, I think the Lakers have done a good job at like pacing themselves throughout the year. I know Luka's got the injury going on, but
Colin Cowherd, what did he say?
What?
LeBron won't see 40 in the NBA.
Colin Cowherd's got the worst takes. Send this clip to him, bedheads. Worst takes. Never seen worse takes.
He said
ever.
He wouldn't be better than Jordan at 40.
All right. NBA matchups. Yep. Detroit at Orlando. Who you taking? And Orlando stole one.
They did. I'll take the Magic in that one.
At home, Orlando.
Yep.
We've got OKC at Phoenix.
OKC.
Yeah, I mean, easy. The Knicks at Atlanta, who Atlanta's been surprising. Denver at Minnesota. Denver at Minnesota. You're taking Denver, and Minnesota leads. So J-Dog thinks they'll tie it up that Saturday night. And then going into Sunday, your Cleveland Cavaliers in Toronto. Cleveland leads it 2-1.
It's funny because the Guardians are in Toronto taking on the defending AL champs in the Blue Jays. So I love when that happens. I think because I have the Cavs in 5, and they lost that first game in Toronto. They're not going to lose this one. That's Sunday at 1 p.m. So.
So J-Dog's taking Cleveland. San Antonio at Portland, potentially sans Wemby due to the concussion.
Portland.
Ooh, okay, J-Dog. Spicy pick there. Boston in Philly, 7 p.m. on NBC Saturday.
We're going to have it for you on the Pulse of New Hampshire, by the way, a Boston sports doubleheader on Sunday.
Hit us with the housekeeping real quick.
Sunday, again, Saturday at 3:05, it'll be Red Sox-Orioles game 2 of the 3-game series in Baltimore. Sunday, 12:35 pregame, 1:35 first pitch, and then 6:30 p.m. with a 7:05 tip-off. It is the Celtics and the Sixers. I'm taking the Celtics.
Heard that.
I thought it would be a sweep. I think it'll be a gentleman's sweep.
I do too. Lakers at Rockets. J-Dog already told us he's taking the Lakers.
Lakers, bunch of frauds. The Rockets are.
Quickly, J-Dog, we don't have a lot of time. Let's go through the power rankings for MLB and MLS, starting off with
MLB.
Number
10, the St. Louis Cardinals. They are very competitive NL Central this year. At number 9, the Detroit Tigers. At number 8, the Athletics. At number 7, the Cleveland Guardians. Number 6, the Cincinnati Reds. So we go Ohio there. Number 5, the Chicago Cubs. They're on a little hot streak right now. At number 4, the New York Yankees. At number 3, the reigning defending undisputed champion Los Angeles Dodgers. At number 2, the Atlanta Braves. At number 1, the San Diego Padres.
I know. I was kind of bummed. I will say the Dodgers game I went to, very exciting, but I had a chance to go to that Padres game instead, and that would have been fun.
The Dads.
Yeah.
MLS, which we're going to do MLS picks during the lightning round in the next segment. At number 10, Real Salt Lake. At number 9, the Seattle Sounders. At number 8, the Chicago. At number 7, Minnesota. At number 6, LAFC. Number 5, New England, the Revolution. They're starting to turn it around. At number 4, the reigning champs, Inter Miami. At number 3, Nashville. At number 2, Vancouver. And number 1, the class of MLS, the San Jose Earthquakes.
San Jose. I got to see LAFC's stadium as I drove by on the highway while I was out there.
Is it awesome?
It was cool. It was cool. All right, Dog.
Yeah.
The most exciting part before we get to the real most exciting part. Let's go over our parlay and locks of the week. Where did I write it down? There they are. Our locks of the week. You almost stole my lock. You tried to steal it, but you've had some negative experiences with NASCAR in the past. So I get NASCAR this week. My lock of the week, I'm taking Tyler Reddick, top 5 finish at Talladega. And then your lock is the Lakers money line on Sunday against the Rockets. I like that one. And I think the Lakers have a good chance of sweeping. And then for parlays, we're both going baseball. I'm taking Saturday for my parlay this week. I'm going to go Saturday, Munetaka Murakami against the Nats to get a hit. Mike Trout against the Royals to get a hit. And then Jordan against the Yankees. They've got Ryan Weathers on the mound on Saturday. So I've got Munetaka Murakami, Trout, and Jordan all to get hits on Saturday. And then your parlay is for Jose Ramirez and Vlad Jr., both to hit dingers on Sunday against each other for a 1:37 p.m. first pitch.
In Toronto.
So those are our parlays and locks of the week.
Yeah.
Thank you, BetHeads, for sticking around with us, and make sure you check out those locks and parlays on our socials. And J-Dog, we have some playback editions coming out soon. Why don't you tell the BetHeads all about it?
And the playbackers.
Yes, the playbackers. That's
okay,
right.
On YouTube, we are going to have the Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair WrestleMania 38 Saturday match. We will have that for you.
Yep.
It's already available on the Pulse Podcast Network. We're going to have it on YouTube, though. Also, for Monday, as I'm pointing here on the YouTube channel, I will have the opening of the new Comiskey Park, as you folks now know it as Rate Field on the south side of Chicago. That'll be at noon on Monday for the playback. On Tuesday, J-Dog's boxing bout of the month. That's at noon. For April, it was, as voted on by you fine folks at Bet This P on X, it was Raging Bo, Big Daddy, Riddick Bowe, taking on Buster Mathis Jr. from 1994. It was the day after the baseball strike happened, August 13th, 1994 in Jersey. And then on Wednesday, it'll be 40 years to the date. At noon on the playback, Roger Clemens, his first 20 strikeout game back in 1986. The Red Sox took on the Seattle Mariners.
You can find all of that on the Pulse Podcast Network. Also, search Bet This or The Playback on Spotify.
Bet This P is X for X, and Bet This Pod for Instagram. And as you mentioned, I was checking that out because I wanted to email some stuff to friends on Spotify because they wanted to hear Mania Week last week on the playback. Every single day, we had a WrestleMania match, a classic match, top 50 of all time. And they wanted to know where they could get it. They could get it on the Pulse Podcast Network and Spotify as well.
Yeah, so go check us out. J-Dog, you know what time it is. Let's hammer it home. It's the Lightning
These days, I'm going to pour water all over you, but
no one's in the building today, so I could be extra loud. J-Dog got to hear it first person.
I've been told you're extra loud when they're.
I am extra loud,
even with people.
Yeah, Dog. Let's go through the lightning round quickly. We'll start with MLB, then we're going to cover MLS, and we'll wrap it up with UFL.
Okay,
how about that?
Got it.
All right, so we got the Saturday slate for MLB, starting off with Seattle at St. Louis. That's first pitch happened right when the show kind of started, 2:15. But you can definitely still catch it. Who you taking? Cardinals at home for that one. They were in our power rankings this week. The Guards at 3:07 taking on the Blue Jays. Who you got?
Guards. That's on FS1, by the way.
Heard that. The Sox, who have been potentially a league worst, they are taking on the Orioles.
Royals are the worst team.
Yeah, but they're taking on the Orioles. Heard that. Orioles. The Marlins, who have been surprising this year, taking on the Giants at Oracle. The Rockies taking on the Mets. Mets have bounced back recently. Heard that. The Twins at the Rays. We've got Nats at Chicago.
Cubs or
the White Sox, excuse me.
Nationals.
Heard that. Natties. The Dads at the D-backs.
Dads. Number one in our power rankings.
Yep. The Athletics, no city, taking on Texas Rangers.
2 first place teams, by the way, or tied for,
I have the A's winning 75 games this year.
I like the A's.
I had the A's. I put money down on my futures for them winning 75 games. Angels at the Royals.
Royals are the worst team in baseball.
Yankees at the Astros.
Stros.
Heard that. Stros. Pirates at Milwaukee.
That's a great NL Central matchup. I'll take the Buccos.
You've got Keller versus Mizorowski.
Oh, okay. I'll take the Brewers.
Yeah, Mizorowski is disgusting.
Miz, yeah.
Flaherty versus Singer in the Tigers versus Reds matchup.
Reds.
Heard that.
It's in Cincy, right?
Yep. Philadelphia at Atlanta.
Phillies, even though they have not played well as of late.
And then the final one on the West Coast, Cubs at the Dodgers.
I'm going to take the Chicago Cubs.
Obviously. Sunday, we've got Red Sox at Orioles again. O's. We've got Phillies at Braves.
Phillies.
Ooh, with Sale on the mound. It's Nola versus Sale. Good matchup there. Guards at Blue Jays. This is J-Dog's parlay. He's taking the Guardians. We got the Rockies at the Mets. Tigers at Reds.
Tigers in this one.
Twins at the Rays. We've got Yankees at Houston.
Stros.
We've got Pittsburgh at Milwaukee. It's Kyle Harrison for Milwaukee and Milodinsky.
I'm going to take the Buccos.
The Buccos in that one. Heard. Nats versus the White Sox. In that one. Heard. Seattle versus St. Louis.
Cardinals.
We've got the A's at the Rangers. We've got Miami at San Francisco.
Giants.
And the Dads at the Diamondbacks.
Dads.
Heard that. Just for some potential Monday we got 2 more games on Sunday. Excuse me. They were cut off on the next page.
Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah, we've got the Cubs at the Dodgers and the Angels at the Royals.
Angels.
You're taking the Cubs and the Angels.
That's right.
And then Monday, make sure you check out. Rays are taking on the Guardians Monday. Parker Messick is on the mound versus Steven Matz. Should be a good matchup there. Cardinals taking on the Pirates. You've got Red Sox in Toronto. Hopefully they can turn it around. Angels taking on the White Sox. Trout looks to continue his dominance. And then a couple of not really important matchups. Maybe the Cubs at the Padres later on. Dog, next.
MLS.
We've got MLS as we roll through it. To close it out, we've got MLS and UFL. Toronto at Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Heard that. Excuse me, other way around. It's Atlanta at Toronto.
Toronto then.
Excuse me. We have New York.
Killing me.
We got New York at Montreal.
Montreal.
We've got LAFC at Minnesota.
LAFC.
Heard that. Philadelphia at Columbus.
The Crew.
Heard that, Crew. Chicago or Orlando at DC.
DC United.
We have Red Bull at FC Cincinnati.
FC Cincinnati.
Miami hosting the Revs.
Inter Miami.
Inter Miami hosting the Revs.
Inter Miami.
Heard that. The Austin FC hosting Houston. Texas matchup.
Houston.
We've got Sporting KC on the road at Chicago Fire.
Chicago Fire.
We've got Nashville hosting Charlotte.
Nashville.
St. Louis hosting San Jose.
St. Louis, even though San Jose is the class of the MLS right now.
San Diego hosting Portland.
San Diego.
We've got Seattle hosting Dallas.
Seattle Sounders.
And Vancouver hosting Colorado.
Vancouver.
And the final matchup on Sunday, Galaxy hosting Real Salt Lake.
Galaxy.
Heard that. Quickly, UFL, we have...
Saturday, Sunday only, right? Or what are we looking at?
I'm getting it right.
Post 3 p.m., right?
Post 3 p.m. Yeah. They have Saturday, Seattle or St. Louis at Orlando.
St. Louis.
Heard that. We have Columbus at Houston on Sunday.
Columbus.
We have Louisville at Dallas on Sunday.
Louisville.
And that is it for your lightning round. That does it for Bet This week. Tune in, catch us on Spotify, on Pulse Podcast Network, on YouTube, on Instagram, X. Find us all over. Look for Bet This, CJ, J-Dog. That does it. And don't forget, if you're going to bet
this.
And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bet This is for entertainment purposes only. Always gamble responsibly and never wager more than you can afford to lose. Our advice is not a guarantee of success. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-522-4700 or visit ncpgambling.org for resources.